Hey everybody, welcome back to the Upper 90 podcast. I hope you all had an amazing holidays. We want to thank you all again for the continuous amount of support that you guys have been showing us over the past couple weeks. And we have a very, very special guest today. So this is a really, really exciting episode. I'm just going to give a quick introduction for those of you who don't know her, but I am sure a lot of you probably do. So we're joined today by Emily Gray. Emily Gray was an attacking mid for Virginia Tech women's soccer from 2018 through 2021. And during her time with the program, she recorded 27 goals and 24 assists, totaling 78 career points throughout 69 game appearances in which she started each of those games. In her final season, she led the team in points with 12 goals and 8 assists. Her statistics earned her 2 All-ACC honors and 3 United Soccer Coaches All-Atlantic Region selections. And along with her stellar performances on the field, off the field, she also earned 2021 United Soccer Coaches Scholar All-American Third Team. And her impressive career with the program led to her becoming the number 3 draft pick in the NWSL draft with NC Courage. And in her first season with the Courage, she appeared in 7 total matches, 4 of them which were in the Challenge Cup, and she tallied 2 assists. She also appeared in the championship game of the Challenge Cup in which her team won. So her resume speaks for itself. She is one of the top NWSL draft picks in program history at Virginia Tech and one of the top point earners for the program. And we are just so lucky to have you. Thank you so much for being on the episode today. We just want to start off by just asking you to take us through your journey with soccer. What got you here? What motivated you? And yeah, just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate Sons of Saturday for putting this on for you guys and for everyone to get to know you guys. And I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. I guess I'll start I started playing soccer when I was 3 or 4. I'm from South Jersey, so played for my local town team, and then my team was really good. We were called the Wombat Warriors, and we ended up moving to a club team. It's basically we were the first, one of the first girls teams at the club. And and then I kind of, as I got older, I started getting a little bit of national team looks, and I was encouraged to go to a little bit of a bigger team. So I moved over to Penn Fusion in Westchester, PA, which is where a lot of girls actually, a couple of them have gone to Virginia Tech as well. And started playing with youth national teams a little bit from U14, U20. And in my freshman year, going into my sophomore year of high school, I committed to Virginia Tech. I wasn't the biggest recruit in high school, or it was obviously really early, but Virginia Tech showed a lot of interest in me. I really trusted the coach's vision for me, and the feeling I got when I stepped on campus was just unlike any other feeling that I've had, and honestly, still going back, even as an alum now, I still get the same feeling that I did when I was 14. So so then, went to Virginia Tech, and I really enjoyed my time there, and had a pretty good career, and I just absolutely loved the time I spent with my teammates, and also it helps to come out with a degree as well. Graduated in 3.5 years, and now I play professionally in the NWSL for the North Carolina Courage. Just finished my first year in October, and the second year is starting pretty soon, in about a month. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Wow.
Okay.
Talk about a resume.
No. Oh, yeah. All right. So just also some questions about your soccer journey. I don't want to say I'm a lot, but you were a person that was very significant in my career when I tore my ACL. So would you like to walk through how you went through your journey, and then I could kind of piggyback and kind of say how you've impacted me as well?
Yeah, of course. I think I probably honestly should have included that in my sequence of events, because I think it's a really, honestly, one of the biggest moments in my career so far, and kind of has gotten me to this point. I think I always knew I wanted to play pro. That was the goal even before I came to Virginia Tech, but I kind of became even hungrier for that after tearing my ACL. As a sophomore, my freshman year, I had a pretty good freshman year, not necessarily statistically, but we had a really good year as a team. We went to the Sweet 16. And in year 2, I had talked with the coaches, and my goal was to just be a little bit more impactful in the final third. in terms of like execution. Like I was really involved and I was creating a lot my freshman year, but I wasn't executing in the way I had hoped. And so in year 2, I was just really hungry, and I didn't get off to the best start in the first couple of games. I couldn't hit the broadside of the barn, but after a couple games, I started scoring some goals, and then we go into ACC play, and I believe I had scored 2 goals in the first game of ACC play, and then the second game we were at UVA. I think they were number 1 at the time, or at least top 5. And 4 minutes into the game, I got hit and I tore my ACL. Like it was. And the people that were there, like my parents actually, one of the few games they weren't at. So like
I was there.
Yeah. Oh, you were there? It was.
I was there.
I mean, you could tell. I don't know, but like from everyone else saying it, like it was a scene. It was quite the scene I made.
No, it went dead silent, and I think everyone just felt a second of like.
Yeah. So that was pretty crazy, and like. My goal was I hadn't been in the last couple camps with the U20s at the time, but the World Cup was the following summer, which ended up getting canceled because of COVID. But at the time I was like, that was my first thought. Like I was devastated. I was like, I'm having this great season. Like that was the year I felt like our team could have made it further than the Sweet 16. Like our team was good my freshman year, but we were even better my sophomore year with just like the amount of upperclassmen that we had. And then it just felt like everything came crashing down, and I was like so upset, distraught. And then, just kind of from then on, it was time to get back and try to get back on the field. And the journey was pretty crazy, but I was lucky to have 2 other teammates with me doing it at the time, Holly and Sydney, and plenty of other people that had done it in the past. So, I mean, I remember when it happened, like, I think the next day of practice, like everybody pretty much knew that that's what happened. But the next day of practice, Macaulay, our director of ops, she gave me, I'm not like super religious, but she gave me a little wristband that said like the WWJD, what would Jesus do? And honestly, that just like, I honestly haven't really shared that with anybody because that was kind of between me and her. But now that's like so far gone, I figured I might just mention that. And it just kind of like, I was like, yeah, like how am I going to react to this? And my mom was kind of similar, and she was just like, all right, you can cry until surgery, but after that it's like get back to work and follow what the athletic trainers say. So yeah, that was kind of something that really helped me in my journey. And one of my mentor, Kelsey Irwin, she was this upperclassman, I think a senior that year, and she gave me this quote board thing. I've kind of passed it down through the team since, and it says, it's far better starting over than never getting the chance to start again. Pretty sure that's the one. I had so many quotes during the time that I just can't even keep track of them.
That honestly goes to our quote of the week segment that we normally do. That's
So she gave me that, and like all those little things just like really helped me through my journey. And I think I will say, and Taylor, we might get into this a little bit, but like I will say that at the time, I think I got through it pretty well, and I was totally okay. But I think like as I've gotten further away from that part of my career, like having torn my ACL, I wish I had like kind of spoken to someone of like either someone in camp in sports psych or just like let other people, like I think that was kind of, I did let other people in from that point on. Like I had always been really like to myself, like I didn't let anybody else see my feelings. And I think from that point on I did. And so that's probably why I didn't end up going to talk to someone. But I think that did open my eyes to being like, okay, like it's totally cool to go do that because you need that to be able to move forward.
For sure.
Yeah. So and just to speed it up, I mean, yeah, just 8 months later, or like 4 months later, COVID happened. So I was at home basically my entire recovery process, which was crazy. I taught myself like how to cut again, taught myself how to like, I did all this like stuff by myself, and it was kind of crazy. And then we switched athletic trainers from Julie to Emily, so that was crazy too. But both of them were absolutely amazing, and really just awesome people to work with. To get back on the field. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
On the thing of like speaking to people, and I feel like this is just regardless of the injury, just anything that I feel like you go through, I feel like in my perspective, my mom, cool, she told me that I should definitely speak to somebody, but in my head I was just like, I'm fine. Like, I don't have anything wrong with me. Like, yeah, I had an inconvenience, but I felt okay. But it's like I didn't really realize how much stuff that I could have verbally said just to express what I was going through, even if it wasn't negative, but even just express myself to somebody, I feel like, again, would have been extremely beneficial. So
Exactly.
I say always talking to somebody is for
Yeah,
sure.
no, I agree. And I think just even specifically for my situation, I probably could have gone in depth more, was like all the leaders on the team that year had graduated. So it was like me, like that was, and I was injured. And so I think that that was part of was like, okay, like I need to be strong and like all this stuff. And it's like, well, I think I might have talked to Tori about this before too. Like everyone thinks like you're like good all the time because you're the leader and you're like doing all this stuff. But like, sometimes it's important to like check in with that person. And like I said, I was fine. Like, I was totally cool. But I think like we miss that sometimes. Like the people that are just like in the locker room, just always happy and all that stuff. I think we need, and same with you, like you, Taylor. Like, I mean, I know that we in our team, and I'm sure at other schools as well. Like, it's an ACL club, and you just have to be there for each other. So like, you got to be there for each other to a certain point, like where you don't want to like step on their toes too much because you don't want to like keep making them upset. Like, you don't want to be reminded that you're injured, that sort of thing. But you need to be reminded of who you are and like who you're going to be when you get back and who you are without soccer as well. So so I think that it's just so important to just have those people in your corner. And I really love how that's continued on. I'm grateful that the injuries like from my freshman year to now have decreased, it seems. Shout out Dr. J. But still, it's like so important that if you do go through it, whether it's ACL or just anything else, like Aaliyah right now, that you're there for each other. So.
Oh, for sure. I'm trying to think. I wish I had the Post-it note with me, but for the audience and even for like y'all who don't know, Emily Gray, when I first told my ACL, I literally think it was the following day. She put this Post-it note, put it right in my locker, and it was really just, it was motivating, but in the sense of like, you don't know what's yet to come, but it'll be great. That's basically like really what I got from the Post-it note. And I feel like it was a lot of people that said like, like it'll be a better comeback, like you'll be a better player than you are. And I feel like it's hard to believe that, especially with an ACL injury or any injury, honestly, just because of, you got to work steps back. You got to learn how to walk again, learn how to run again, and things of that sort. So I feel like really looking at the Post note, and I'm an optimistic person, so I'm looking forward to what Emily Gray's talking about. She's like, "Oh, you're about to be a great player after this." I'm like, "Yeah, speed up the recovery then."
No, I'll just say for you, Taylor, like you're even better now, and it's like so cool to see. Like I feel like I didn't even see this Taylor before you tore your ACL. And like it's just so cool to see like how far you've come. Like I texted you all season, and I was like, that's Taylor Bryan. Like I love this Taylor Bryan. So it was really cool.
Oh, that's sweet.
I love that.
Okay. Oh, are these also my questions? Okay. Okay. So, with that being said, even just off of the ACL, how do you stay motivated? Like, I know in just throughout college soccer, your injury, you even just recovering from that, what kept you going?
I think I always keep goals and just try to not only reach them, but just like be creative in them. And I mean, obviously I knew my goal was to reach the next level and become a pro. So it was working towards that. Also just working towards being the best player I could for the team so we could be our best. I think that was like in the moment, like first and foremost, always was just like work hard and set an example and just be the best I could be to help the team win. And to stay motivated, I will say like even right now, I think like as you mentioned, there are different periods like the ACL, so it's like easy, like that's the thing to get back on the field. During like when COVID's happening, it's like okay, like like people aren't playing, like people might not be working, so I'm gonna work harder. There's like different events that like help with that. And honestly, this year, this off season, I'm kind of like, well, I didn't have the season I wanted in my rookie year. I didn't get the playing time that I would have wanted, and I really want to earn that this year. So that is obviously motivation, but it also is like, okay, like what are my goals now? I didn't know exactly how to. I remember thinking like my beginning of my rookie year, I was like, okay, like all my life, you know, it's been become a pro, like, you know, earn a scholarship, play college soccer, do the best I can, become a pro, sign my first contract, and then like the big goal to play for the U.S. national team.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, okay, like what are these goals that I want to accomplish in the NWSL? So I think it took me like this year to kind of just see like firsthand what it is that there is to accomplish, what goals I would like to set for myself, short term and long term. So I think that's kind of what I'm focused on now. So yeah, coming into this off season, I had to sit and think like, okay, like you reached those things that you had set before, like what's next? So that's kind of, what I'm finding now is the motivation to continue to push forward and, and realizing what it takes to sustain this level. Because like there's players I play with now in NWSL that are, far into their career. They've been here, been in the league since it started for the last 10 seasons. So I'm like, okay, what are they doing to have been able to play this long and continue at this level? Because I want to do that and do even better. So, yeah.
Emily Gray, always one step ahead. I was going to ask about your future goals. But another thing I'm curious about as an alum, what do you miss the most about tech, or what should we appreciate the most as collegiate student athletes that you can see now?
There's a lot. There's a lot of things that I miss. There's a lot of things I love about like just being a pro, but there's a lot of things I do miss, like the college. And I know our coaches stress this a lot, and we all are like, oh yeah, cool, like whatever. But it's you guys. It's like you will never have like the bond like with it, because at the pro level it's like much different age gap. You like the players you play with, like you're in a locker room just like you are in college, but you're not with people that are within a 4-year range that like you all are literally sharing like the same lifestyle every single day. And you leave practice and you hang out with them the rest of the day, or you see them in the locker room or see them in the dining hall. Like it's different. So I think cherish those things, cherish each other. I know I always stress that to you guys even when I was there, but like I think that's the biggest thing is the soccer stays the same. The game is always there, but the people that you're with change. So I would definitely say that. And also just about tech, like, I mean, I love that place. I think, honestly, I kind of miss the lifestyle of like practice in the morning and going to school in the afternoon. Like, I know that sounds crazy. I don't miss doing the school. Let me clarify that.
Way to clarify.
But I miss like being, like having a lot to do all the time. Like you are at practice, then you're at lift, then you're at school, then you're at dinner, then you're like, it's like bam, bam, bam. I do miss that a little bit. And that's something that I'm working on myself, is just like in the afternoon, cause we practice in the morning and then we're home by like 1. What am I doing the rest of the day?
So you like routine and order.
Yeah. Yeah. So I found that kind of toward the second half of my first year this year. But it took me a bit because I was like, okay, like nothing's set out for me right now. Like I don't have school. I'm like thinking about doing grad school online, but it's still not going to be the same of like getting up and going to class or anything. So those things are like little things that I miss. And like the way you play for your school, like is a little bit different. And I hope as I can go on with the Courage, or whichever team I'm on ever, like, I think that that's something I want to continue to develop, is just like being more immersed into my club. So I'm like playing for the badge, just like I would when I was at Virginia Tech.
Like bleeding maroon and orange type.
Yeah, bleeding maroon and orange.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have a question actually. So obviously, like I didn't get to play with you, but I obviously like look up to you a lot as a player. I mean, like in the program and everything. And I know like you had a really good freshman season. Just like I guess I just want to know like how you kind of deal with like the pressure, because sometimes for me I feel like every game I'm kind of want to live up to like the standards always that I kind of like set for myself. Like how did you manage like continuously being consistent and not letting yourself get in your own head and all of that, and just going up from your freshman year? Because as you move on and as these years go on, like I want to continue to be consistent. Just like what helped you stay on that track?
My first answer, just having fun.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like, and in training too, like I mean, these two will know, like, I give my all every day in training. And that just translates to the field.
Never seen you walk in practice, fun fact. I've never seen Emily Gray walk in practice.
Yeah. So I think that's like one thing. It's like how you train translates to how you play in a game. And I mean, even I was at the one, a couple practices with you, and I could tell that you train like that. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. But like, just when you go on the field, yeah, like I know now there's expectations, right? You had a great first year. I mean, Tori kind of knows the same thing. She had a great first year as well. So yeah, I think it's just going out there and having fun, and just playing like you always know, like you know how. I honestly don't I prepare for games like based on how I train, and I listen to like the scouting reports and all that. But in college, at least, it's a little bit different now as a pro because it's like more my job, so I'm like really focused on it. But in college, like I just kind of relaxed and I didn't really like think too much of it. It's just a game. You're going out there and you just do your best. And for me as a midfielder, I just like to look around the field and see what areas like I was able and lucky enough to have a role on the team where I could kind of go wherever. And so I just kind of find the places that I think I can be most dangerous in the game. So that was kind of how I scouted the other team, was just like looking around on the field during the game. But yeah, I think that's a good question. Everyone handles it differently, but I never really saw it as pressure. Well, I did. Let me backtrack. There was a time where so that part of like my sophomore year where I was like, okay, I wasn't scoring, like I couldn't hit the net. I was putting loads of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
Way too much to score. And I was an attacking mid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit different for you. You probably should score goals.
Yeah. But diamonds though. Pressure can create diamonds. So just take pressure and it'll make you shine.
Exactly. I think that's the thing, not forcing anything, just like going out there and doing what you know how. And just using those around you, like you guys are all three of you just really special players. So just using the people around you, and you'll be successful. You guys crack me up.
It's like I feel like you give such great answers that kind of just make us like.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm just taking it all in at this point.
Go ahead, Tor.
Well, we also have some special fan questions. Shout out to Kevin Finn. I know we kind of touched on this, but he would like to know what the main differences between Division I soccer and pro soccer are to you.
First things that come to mind are the training intensity. I think at the pro level, it's just super intense. Like especially with the courage, like the training demands are very high, and like you don't train as long, but when you're training, you're just asked to literally, like I know I said I gave my all at Virginia Tech, like it's like even hard. You have to give even more at the pro level, just in one singular training session, pressing every ball and not cutting any corners in terms of like, oh, I'll like step 5 yards away from this player. No, you're going all the way. It's that sort of thing. I think that was the biggest difference. Like day one, I noticed was like, crap. Like I gotta really like, I up my training level, which I had already thought was at its highest point. So that was eye-opening.
Yeah, that's coming from Emily Gray.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, and then I think in terms of the league, I think it's fast in that it's very transitional. And I think that was like a big thing for me in the off season was like, I'm like, you guys would know me as a fit player, and fitness to not be an issue. But in the NWSL, we're also playing like some games like in super hot conditions in the summer that I wasn't used to. But also it's like the length of, because it's like kind of like a track meet, but not in a bad way. So like the sprint speed repetitively at a high speed is kind of like something I struggled with. Because you guys, I mean, like I'm pretty much like a tempo player. Like I like to have the ball at my feet, like control the speed of the game, which my role wasn't that this year. So I had to kind of adapt, and I'm still learning kind of how to influence the game and to help my team. So
like facilitate in your own way.
To facilitate in my own way, but also to be able to keep up, like going, back and forth at high speeds. So like, I mean, I can't wait to go test back with the Courage in a couple weeks because my sprint speed has to be like crazy right now. Like I feel like I'm flying. So hopefully it's higher.
On that one, I want to hear how much
slow pokes, get out of her way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a little bit more of an agile player, but like, that's one thing. Like every Thursday of the season, pretty much this year, we did sprint day, and it's like you do like 4 to like 8 sprints, and like they're usually like with a partner, maybe you're like bouncing off each other, and then you sprint like 40 yards, and they're trying to like get us to continue like train our top speed and to push it higher even over the course of the season, which mine did. It did go up throughout the season. But I was on the bottom portion of the team, which obviously I'm not happy with that.
Yeah.
Even though that's not something that I consider, like, I don't need that to be a strength of mine in my game. It's not something that I need to be number one at.
You're just competitive though. That's you.
But bottom third of the team, no. Like that's not a thing. Like at least like middle third. As a center mid, like the way I play, I don't need to be like that. But I need to be faster than I am, and I think I am at this. I think I am, and with the way we train at the Courage, I think that'll only get better. So that's like another thing that's different. We didn't do that at Virginia Tech. So
yeah. All right. Well, another question. It says, would you encourage former teammates to stay for all 4 years of eligibility or leave to go pro early, like other sports encourage?
I honestly don't really have this is an opinion that's just gonna come off the top of my head. Like I don't really have one. I think I'm kind of indifferent about it because I think like the best in Europe, like a lot or in South America or in Africa that are producing the, some of the other than US, like the top players in the world right now, they go from like high school, what they just call like, I don't know. They just like go from academy straight into pro. Mm-hmm. And some of them come over and play college soccer, but most don't. So they're starting like their pro career at a young age, like 16 to 20. And we're starting like 22-ish. And so I think that gives a little bit of a disadvantage to us here in the U.S. But there have been examples of like Lindsey Horan, Mallory Pugh, and more now Trinity Rodman, Olivia Moultrie. Like they all like either didn't go to college or left early, and they're obviously top players in the world. So I think it just really depends on the person. I think we're still at a stage in the U.S. at least where like women's soccer isn't quite like the men's side yet, where it's like, okay, yes, homegrown player, and you become a homegrown player, sign your pro contract, and then you're off to Europe or something. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I wouldn't mind seeing that happen. Now to go back to the question about like Virginia Tech, I think I would probably say that, even including myself, like I would probably say that all of us should stay for 4 years. Like I personally wasn't ready to go after, like if I'm looking back on my junior season, like I needed my senior year to have gotten to where I am. I think like I could have gone pro. Like, yeah, I could have gone pro, but what's like, I probably wasn't mature enough yet.
Not the number 3 draft pick, you don't think then? If you want to
I don't know. I mean, you just never know. I honestly didn't know I was going number 3. So I don't really like you just don't know. Like you just kind of have to like, I just kind of live my life and I just go about it. Like you don't know what's going to happen. So
that's Emily Gray just lives her life and she's number 3 draft pick.
She just lives her life and things happen.
No, that's not.
She's her. She's
like,
her.
No, but I'm just saying you can't just like look too much in the future of like, oh, if I do this, this will happen. Like, you just gotta like play your best, be your best you, and just like good things will happen, bad things will happen. Like, I don't know. So like obviously I wouldn't have wanted to tear my ACL, but do I become, do I get drafted in the NWSL if I don't tear my ACL? I don't know.
True.
Like, I don't know where I would have gone. Because I was a little itty bitty player back then, and I'm still itty bitty, but I'm a little bit stronger now.
Strong.
But yeah, I overall, I right now I like wouldn't encourage any of my teammates to leave early, but it could be something like as time goes on that becomes a little bit more of like, yeah, they should. So.
Yeah. I like that.
So our last question from Kevin is, how do you see NIL changing women's college soccer?
Another question I don't really know too much about, because I only had NIL for like 3 months.
Yeah.
So I didn't even reap the benefits at all. I don't even have, like, you guys have more NIL than I do, and I'm a pro. Like, like there's not. I think it's only going up. Probably this way on the camera. Women's soccer, like, I think people are seeing it, like in the NWSL, we talk about it all the time. Like, people or investors are seeing it as a good investment, because it's kind of starting from the bottom, and the rewards will be pretty good. So I think it'll only get better at the college level too with NIL. And I think Virginia Tech's doing a great job so far of giving you guys a platform, and same with Sons of Saturday for doing that. And I just like, yeah, I hope anyone that listens, like, to this or like anything, like, it's not just like football and men's basketball, women's basketball, that, or like baseball, like those big sports that go, like, wake up in super early in the morning, go train, and like work their butt off to get to the level that they're at. So it's like all these other sports too, not just you guys either, but like, you know, there's men's soccer and like all these other like sports that like don't get as much love.
For sure.
But like, I love the Sons of Saturdays giving you guys love, because that's, you know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it honestly means the world to us, because the way I kind of see it, like, obviously women's sports don't get as much media as the other sports do, but I think just us being able to have a platform and talk about our experiences, like, we can connect with those people who don't really have people to talk about it up in front like this. Like, I know the young girls who have questions and they're afraid to ask, like, us being able to have this platform and just talk about our experiences, what we go through, like, especially like that we're having you on. Like, I bet somebody's going to listen to this who has the same dreams as you and is going to learn from this. And I just think like, that's so important to give us like the opportunities to like inspire the young people. So I think NIL has been great. I mean, Sons of Saturday is great. So just shout out to them right now for that. Yeah.
Well, we've got some rapid fire.
Yeah, we're gonna transition to some fun stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Are we just gonna? We got to do a rapid.
Yeah, we're going fast. All right. This is the main question that we're going to start with, because this one's a really good one. Okay. So you can pick anywhere in the world to go to dinner. Anywhere, any restaurant, any place, any restaurant, wherever you want to go. And you can bring 4 people with you, dead or alive. Where are you going, and who are you bringing with you?
Well, I thought of the dinner first. My favorite dinner pre-COVID, because it's a little different now. We went last year, and this summer, and it was okay. But in Disney, at Walt Disney World in Orlando, at the Polynesian Resort, there's a restaurant called Ohana, and it's literally the best ever. It's like all you can eat, and they just keep bringing out like meats. Ohana, yeah, it's amazing.
Like from Lilo and Stitch?
What? Like, yeah, like Lilo and Stitch, yeah. And yeah, it's like Polynesian food, like Hawaiian, like ish. And it's like they got like chicken on pre-COVID. It was like chicken on a skewer, and they just keep bringing it out to you. It's like chicken, steak, shrimp, pork, literally every type of like meat and stuff. And like the appetizers come out, and it's like salad, chicken wings, dumplings, lo mein. Oh my god, it's so good, you guys! It's really like literally amazing.
Aren't you? You better.
How far I am from Orlando, honestly. I'm thinking about.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I would though. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's good. So the 4 people. I mean, I'd love to take you guys, but it's gonna be people that I would never normally bring.
Hey, I know we'd be top.
Yeah.
Top,
you know.
don't worry.
Messi. I need to talk about his World Cup.
Right alive though, right?
Alive. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, poor Payroll.
We said they were alive. She didn't specify.
No, it's if the person's dead. Like if
like you can pick any person,
yeah,
not
you can pick
choose
anybody
if
that's
they're
ever
alive
existed.
or dead.
Yeah. No, I knew what you guys meant. You guys know all I think about is soccer players. So I mean, Kevin De Bruyne. I want to meet him. And I think he'd be very like similar to me personality wise. Well, I don't know. He kind of had a little outburst at the World Cup, but he's a little shy, and I think he's like my favorite player. So him, other people.
2 more.
I don't know. Like I don't really like
Her circle's small, huh?
famous people. Like I don't. They don't like. They're not like wow to me. Like actors and actresses. Like I'm like okay, they're people. Like cool.
He's down to earth.
Like what about like a musician? Like he could play while y'all eating.
Oh,
smart.
I need to redeem myself.
Oh shoot. I want to meet Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's quite the mix.
Favorite song though? While you're on the topic.
What's it called? Well, I like the whole album. I think it's the Divide album. It's like the blue one.
Mm-hmm.
I went to his concert. I'm like really like blanking right now.
That's okay.
You're good.
I like this really sad song, Supermarket Flowers. I really like that song.
I love that song.
It's really sad, but I like it.
No,
I also like Perfect. I like all those songs in that album.
That's respect right there.
Yeah. Who else?
One more person.
You guys give me some people.
It's hard.
I don't
For me?
Oh, well, I mean, I'll just say like I know like a lot of people don't like her, but I've only met her when I went to her camp. Carly Lloyd's I'm a South Jersey girl, like she's my idol. So I know like she's kind of like become someone people don't really like, but
yeah,
if you're from my area, like she's like a legend. So yeah,
That's
so
great.
I'd love to like talk to her and just like, I mean, she scored a hat trick in the World Cup final, so I need to know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I would tell you before if like I met Rebecca Lowe, the lady who does NBC's Premier League stuff. She's like the host for the Premier League, and I got to meet her. Someone at the Courage set that up with me. With me in the spring. So I actually met her over Zoom. So I guess I would probably add her in like to be in person too.
Oh,
Nice.
That's great. That was so wholesome, that answer. All right, who has the next rapid fire question?
Oh yeah, that question was super rapid.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was like a good starter though, because you have to make sure people where it was.
Yeah. I'm really not good at answering questions. I'm really long.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, well, this one's quick and easy. Celebrity crush.
For a while there, I don't think he's very cute anymore, but Mason Mount, he plays for Chelsea.
Okay.
That was my first thought, but I don't think he's that attractive anymore. So I'll let you know if I think of someone else.
Okay. Okay, so then we'll move. Okay, if you could change one rule in soccer, what would it be?
Kick-ins.
Word.
Oh, okay.
Favorite scent?
Orange.
Pet peeve.
Like orange creamsicle.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Pet peeve.
Okay, my dad and my brother do this a lot. It's like guys do this a lot. They like give like and then they like cough.
Okay.
Oh, it's so gross. I can't stand
I know
it.
exactly what you're talking about.
I can't. Like I'm just like, stop.
Favorite place to eat in Blacksburg?
Does it have to be in Blacksburg or like area?
Area.
Kabuki.
I just went to that place for the first time and I loved it.
Worst classroom building on campus?
Worst?
Yep. Like no AC, one window.
I was lucky to be honest, but McBride.
I was gonna say that.
Okay,
it's
cool.
like it's the most popular, most common, but it sucks.
Yeah. All right, guilty pleasure.
Eating ice cream like all the time.
Fair enough.
Nothing to be guilty about.
What's your go-to Starbucks order?
I don't really go to Starbucks that much.
Or Dunkin', whatever.
Well, I don't really drink coffee that much, but when I do, I have more recently because my roommate at the Courage, she liked coffee a lot, so we went. I'm into like iced lattes right now, so like an iced latte, not oat milk at Starbucks, but oat milk usually elsewhere. with I'm into like salted caramel right now. I know they don't have that at Starbucks, or maybe they do. I just don't know. But at like other places, I get like a salted caramel iced latte.
Okay. All right. So pool, beach, lake, or like skiing? What place are you choosing? What's your favorite? What would you rather go?
Beach.
Good.
Jersey Shore.
Good choice.
Beautiful.
All right. We have any other ones?
Do we have any more?
All right, I mean, I guess we can close out with our quote.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
No, actually, never mind. I take it back.
Okay. I guess we can do our last topic. Every week we do a quote of the week, and we got some good quotes today. I'm not gonna lie, coming from the ACL talk and everything.
Yeah.
Heard some motivational things. But this week Tori said that she had a quote of the week, so I'm gonna let you take it away.
I just want to keep it short and sweet. My quote is, "You never know what someone is going through, so just be kind, because around the holidays, you never know what's going on with people. At any time, you don't know what's going on with people, but especially during the holidays, it could be hard for some. And just going out of your way to do something nice for someone, or if someone's being upset with you, calming and not responding in the same way and giving them kindness instead goes a really long way. And if I can share that message to just one person, I would like to." So that's my quote of the week.
I love that. Coming from the sweetest person in the
Literally, the person who spreads love 24/7.
Literally.
Oh, stop.
She practices what she preaches.
Thank you.
I love that so much.
Okay, so I'll close this thing out. Well, thank you for all our listeners for listening, and a big thanks to our star guest, Emily Gray, for joining us. Where can our listeners find you?
Me?
Yeah. Like
No promo.
anything.
I mean, on Instagram and Twitter,
Okay.
I'm the same. It's Emily_Gray04. But mainly Instagram. Twitter, like, it's whatever.
Okay. Perfect. It's been an absolute pleasure. We appreciate our listeners for the feedback and being active with our questions. And if there are any sponsors, again, feel free to reach out to Sons of Saturday to work that out. And yeah, everybody have a great holiday and see you next year.